Hey guys, Annie here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. For today's build, we are doing a base game only starter home, which marks the first build in our new build series for March, which is a base game only build series. So within the month of March, we are going to be building family homes ranging in different sizes, all base game only, ranging from 1x1s right through to 5x3 in sizes. And the majority of these builds will be built in Newcrest, where we are today, but there are two builds that will be built in Willow Creek, just because I've done a couple of 3x2s or 4x2s which are one story and they need a more horizontal or square lot. Whilst in Newcrest, a lot of the lots are quite vertical. Even though the lighting is amazing in Newcrest, which is what I like about this world, they tend to be more narrow as opposed to wide. So if you are new here, my name's Anna and I like to build in The Sims 4. And if all of that sounds really exciting to you, please consider subscribing so you don't miss an upload. I post twice a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and I mainly just do speed builds and whatnot. So yeah, if that's your thing. We did in the month of, well, pretty much from November last year right through to February, we did a build series where it was a pack restricted build series with the use of each expansion pack. And we've got another expansion pack coming out this week, I believe. So that's exciting. I won't be using that particular pack for a little while. I might post an additional upload with the new pack. We'll just have to wait and see. But I think in April I've already got some builds ideas floating around. But if there is anything you would like to see, if you've got any inspiration for new series, please let me know in the comment section down below. And with that, let's kind of get into the build. So we are very much into the build. So the exterior of this build, I would say it's pretty basic. It's a very standard type family home, suburban family home that I would build. I've probably built a ton of these type of shell. And this particular home is a 1x1, as I mentioned, and it is a starter home, meaning it does fit in to that starter home budget of below 20,000 simoleons. And I did struggle with the floor plan a little bit with this one. So I think there's just the two bump outs. You've got the main bedroom, which we are just kind of mapping out now. So I've placed a bed down just to get that scaling. And this smaller bump out at the front, which is the bathroom. And then everything else is in an open area. So you walk in, you have that living room. You've got a small dining that's beside the fridge. And then you've got a very simple kitchen that has the back door access to the kitchen. And I actually like that kind of detail. I think it's present in a lot of older homes where there's kind of like a sunroom or a back door entrance, or even into like a laundry room where you'll see like a door that's, you know, leads into that. So I thought that was kind of cool. And that's how I've laid it out here today. Color scheme wise, we've gone with a lot of greens, blues, and whatnot. I absolutely love this color sliding. I actually think it's very different. And that was something that over the next couple of weeks, you'll see I did struggle with trying to make sure that I use different colored sliding and, you know, exterior kind of wallpaper so that it all looks different and you can distinguish what build is what. Now, these builds I built in February before the update. So there is a portion of the videos that you'll see that don't have the new base game items. And then you can kind of see where I was up to when the update did come out, because there are, I think, about there's two potentially builds that do have the new update, and they are beautiful homes. I'm really excited to show you what we've got in store. So this is the exterior of the build, pretty simple. The backyard's just got a fenced area and it's all with brick. Now, I thought the brick, I don't usually use brick in terms of like a brick paving, but I thought it would go well with the foundation, and I've also extended it onto the porches and the stairs, so it's all cohesive. And this little area is just going to have a sitting area, and I think I might, I've definitely got the chessboard out there, and I don't think I've got any planter pots. I might. We'll have to see if it was in the budget, because I was making sure that I was in the budget. And this time I remembered to include the budget of the actual lot itself. I always tend to forget, and it always goes over. Then for Thursday's build, we are doing a 2x1, which is going to be built on the lot next door to this particular lot, which, as I said, in Newcrest, in that upper portion of the world. So Newcrest was a base game world that we got, which was completely empty. It was a blank canvas. And I did think about, having a build series where I build out Newcrest, or I, maybe renovated some of the base game homes. Not the townie homes, because the Sims team has recently done that for us, but just like the base game lots that are pre-built, or I especially want to build in Oasis Springs. I haven't built in Oasis Springs in the longest time. And I just think that the new items that we got with the base game update would be really good in Oasis Springs. All the modern builds, mid-century builds that I can kind of come up with, I think would be really good. All right, so we're just finalizing the bedroom. I do have to rearrange the furniture, because I believe I put in a desk and a computer, because what I think of a starter home, some of the things that, if I was to choose, I would choose personally a computer over a TV. I just find them so useful for gameplay purposes. And because these are base game only builds, I wanted to make sure that, they were accessible and fully functional for players. So all of these builds, so today's build and all of the builds for this series, are available on the Sims 4 gallery. My ID is Antoinette44. It is in the description below if needed. But yeah, you can find it all there. So I got my computer in. I do change the color of the furniture. You can kind of see I'm starting it here. I want to darken the tones. I despise that kitchen counter shade. It's a base game counter. It just looks really old. I don't know. It's like a yucky beige, and I do not like it. So we just go with white, which I think works in the end. In an ideal world, I'd much rather use those nice, lovely counters that we got in the base game update. But that's okay. We didn't have it at this time. And this is where I start to add a little bit more color. And I changed the color scheme to more blue and green. And we're just changing over the curtains. I wish I would have used the base game blinds that we have. They are so much nicer. Put in a wall sconce, and yeah, so we did get a grill. So I think we're moving in to the landscaping now. The landscaping of this build is pretty simple. As you guys know, I don't tend to do elaborate landscaping, but it is all debug landscaping because it is free. And that way we don't have to worry about costs. I did change the roof tile shade to that lighter brown. I just think that it pairs a little bit, it's a little bit more complementary to the green sliding. And I love those white flowers in the under the windowsill. But I did realize that I could have gotten the same item in debug and not had to have paid for it. So that would have also been a way that I could have made this build a little bit cheaper. I could have not had a TV. Trying to think of other things. I did put a coffee pot in there. Didn't need that. So what I've done here is I've lowered the foundation so that I can scoot the landscaping super close to the property, just because it jumps on the foundation. So that's a little trick that I've done there. And then I've just raised it up when I'm done, stick the stairs back in, and Bob's your uncle, you're ready to go. I do add a little bit of color on this part of the landscaping, but I'm pretty sure everything else is just greenery, white daisies, simple trees and whatnot. I do put in a path, I believe. I believe. We're just putting in some shrubs. And yeah, so yeah, let me know in the comment section down below thoughts on this build so far. I like it, and I really love these ley flowers with the blue in them as opposed to the ones we get in the catalogue, which are a lighter green with yellow. I also like the color. It's a darker green, and I just think it's so much nicer. And sometimes I like to use a debug menu just for that. All right, we are putting in a path, and I've just gone with terrain paint here. I don't know, I think it looks okay paired with the pathing, with the brick pathing, but that's probably my only drawback. I've got in a debug car, and I'm just putting terrain paint under all of my plants just to add that bit of realism. And I think we are just adding the final, yep, just adding my stairs back in, and we should be getting ready for the tour. All right, so we are live in game, and we are just going through the tour. So we head through the front, you walk into this open area, you've got that living room section, and then a little tiny kind of dining off to the side of the kitchen. I like this kitchen. I think it's functional. I think it has everything it needs to have in it. Just as I said, changing some of the swatches to pair with the darker tone. Probably should have changed the colors of the doors. Simple bathroom. I do forget to put in a mirror, so I'm just going to add this in now. It was still within budget, so don't stress. Still within budget. And yeah. Yep. So we've got our bathroom, and then finally we've got our main bedroom, which I really like the grey. It kind of complements the bedspread with the grey that's in the bedspread as opposed to doing a green room. We're heading outside, and we've got a nice sitting area, grill, chess table, and just realigning the Pantapot. And that is the build today, guys. Just a short one. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.